I kind of feel to like get too antsy sometimes. I jump in and talk about it. Sometimes too, I give that knock
Get ready. 17, don't forget, February 17, don't start grinding, baby. Look, DSG, Danny Swift Garcia, don't start grinding.
Oh.
AKA, you know what I'm saying? When Danny retired, that's the AKA. That's like, you know that name you got when you go to jail? AKA. You know?
Now, I was going to ask you to tell me about the sparring partners and your decision on bringing them in and how each serve a purpose.
Yeah, well, Heck, I bring Heck in because Heck is just aggressive fighter. You know what I'm saying? We not, at the end of the day, it's about Brandon. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you can have whoever in here, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, it's about, you know, when you go out to the fight on the 17th, you know, you adjust as you go along, like, because you could practice with a jab through your whole camp, thinking you're going to hit somebody with a jab. Fight night, come, you ain't even using the jab. Come to look at it, you hitting them with more right hand. So I just bring Heck in, because Heck is an aggressive fighter. You know, he pushes Danny, you know what I'm saying? You know, so I need guys like that. I need to put Danny to work. So I'm not going to bring somebody who's going to run around, because that don't help me. So that's the reason I got Heck, and then I got the young right here from Cali. Because basically I bought California guys, because they got that West Coast. Like, East Coast got their style, West Coast, Midwest got their own style. So basically, I born that West Coast style. You know, they're aggressive. You know, cause you got black guys in the West that fight like Mexicans. It's just the way that their nature out there is. You know what I mean?
So how do you feel about this fight? Because obviously there's a storyline. You know, Danny and Brandon have had words, and you yourself, way back when Brandon was not even able to fight PBC fighters, when he was still with Top Rank. So this is something that's been a long time in the making. Are you happy to finally have this one?
Well, the thing is that they were talking about PBC and Al Heyman's fight at the time, because they weren't with Al Heyman at the time, because they were with Top Rank. But come to find out, they know who real Papa is now. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta look at Garcia's brother. He had 3 fights. Well, he bought a big ass house with horses. You know what I'm saying? Like, that tells you a lot about Al. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people was talking shit about Al, but all these people want to work with Al now. But it was not personal. It was just, they were with Top Rank, we was with PBC. They were hating on PBC. You know, when they broke up with Golden Boy, like shit went down the pipe. But at the end of the day, you gotta look at the resume. The person behind these guys. You know what I'm saying? Is one of the best person in the boxing world. You know, because it's about the fighter. So all that came because of that. But now there is no more of that, because now they're with this team over here. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about Danny going out there. You know, that Thurman fight, Showtime and I'm running with that. Danny threw the hood, he countered Danny with the right hand. It wasn't like Danny was hurt. I'm talking about Thurman fight. It was a good fight. The 11th round, that's what Thurman got. The decision, because they gave him the 11th. He beat us by 1 round. And the WBA gave him that round. But at the end of the day, if you look at the video on that fight, Danny won 11 with eyes closed. So how he get 11? So that was the controversy behind the bullshit. And then they had it out for me in New York, calling me racist and all this bullcrap. So that whole week they fucked my head up, because you can't fuck with somebody when they're ready to do something you focus on. Because then that was a distraction for me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't lose sleep, or I lost sleep over that fucking L, because I couldn't believe we lost to fucking Thurman. Now, I would never seen that vision. I would never seen that coming. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, who's in the hospital with a fucked up elbow? Why they don't talk about that? Why they running with Danny shot when Danny Thurman threw the right hand? Danny threw a hook, he got countered with the right hand, and he spun around. It wasn't never hurt. No, he was never hurt. That's a lie. Because I looked at him as a trainer. I looked. Did he hit the head? Did he hit? You gonna do it in here? Scared of the camera? You know what I mean? And they running with that shit. Every time they show a video on TV, they show that. No, when I looked at Danny, I knew he wasn't hurt. I was like, man, that was a good shot. I mean, it's boxing. But they don't talk about Thurman in the motherfucking hospital with a fucked up elbow with goddamn surgery. That's why he need a warm-up. And I don't blame him. I would need a warm-up too after Danny got done with me. Because if you look at Matisse, he was never the same man. He will never be the same man ever again. Ever. But I don't want that warm-up to fuck around and beat him. But it doesn't matter because Danny will be champ again. And that's a promise I'll make to you. Danny will be champ again. It might not be this time around because there is no belt, nothing like that involved. But Danny will be champ again. He will be champ again. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter. It's just, Danny, he took a. Huh? Yeah. It's not like it took a toll, like he had war. It was no war. It was no holy war. You know, that fight, it wasn't like it took a, you know how when you get somebody got a fight, like somebody boxer get a fight and they like you say, damn, that was a fucking fight. No, it was a good fight. You know, could have went either way. You know what I'm saying? Could have went as a draw, basically. Because Danny could have did more too, but like I said, they were fucking with us mentally. Because every time I turned around, shh, that kind of shit that nobody's seen. That's why, listen, I love the Barclays. I love them there because they love Danny there. But the commission in New York, brother, shady. Some shady motherfuckers over there. That's why they asked me this time, you want to have it at the Barclay, New York, or you want Vegas? I said Vegas. I would have loved to go to New York. That's like our backyard. Philly is like a backyard in New York the same way New York could be a backyard of Philly. And I love the Barclays, bro. But they treat Danny there with love. And that's a great arena. And when they built that arena, it was the smartest thing they ever did for the boxing fans of New York. Because New York got so many fans that they packed that up with whoever fights there. That was the smartest thing they ever did, build that arena.
Speaking of backyard, do you feel that Vegas is Brandon's backyard because he's from the West?
No, but that's not his backyard. He's from California. Vegas is Vegas, California is California. And I don't think that's his backyard. There's probably a lot of Mexicans out there because there is more Mexicans in the West. You know, but at the same time, Danny got a lot of Mexicans love him too. I remember, we Latinos, so it's not like Latinos love Latinos, you know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know, like they hate, like, some Mexicans, you know, we have rival with Mexicans, because, you know, it's a rival thing in boxing world. You know, Mexicans with Puerto Ricans, but at the same time, it's a business. So the same way you get rivals, you get people that love you. So yeah, it might be a lot of Mexicans out there, you're right, because that is the West. So you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot of Mexicans, but at the same time, they got a lot of Mexicans that love Danny too. And I don't think that's his backyard. I just think it's a great place for business, for Vegas, for people to go gamble, have fun, and have a fantasy. Vegas, the fantasy island. You know, the plane, master. The plane, fantasy island, master.
Do you mind if it's built up like that, built up Puerto Rico versus Mexico?
Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool because it's going to be a rival thing. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it could be that way too. You gotta bring, you know, bring the Puerto Ricans out, you gotta bring the Mexicans out. Okay. And the Latinos out. You don't gotta be Mexican or Puerto Rican, you can be Latino. They love boxing. And it's gonna be a great fight. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go out there, February 17, and it's like Danny took a toll with the last fight with them. You know, Danny's still Danny Garcia, he's still that guy. It's just he ain't got a buckle no more. That's the only difference.
Does he need a belt?
No, we don't need no buckle. We don't need no buckle. No, that's only for the boxing people, the boxing fans that think that you gotta have a buckle to be great. You know what I'm saying? Because when Canelo lost to Floyd, they said, Canelo, you young, you could lose. They pat him in the shoulder. What's the difference? It's not like Danny got hurt, not like that. He was never hurt in that fight, through the whole fight. He was never hurt.
Do you think Danny represents the money fight at 47?
Well, yeah, at 45, I mean, since Floyd retired, Danny's one of the cow machine, or milk cow, whatever they call that. What they call that shit? Money cow. There you go, cash cow. So you wrong too, young. He wrong too.
Mine sound better. The money cow.
Hey, listen.
The cash cow.
No, listen.
The cash cow of 47. What's your name?
Javier, last name is Monica. He's Cuban.
Oh, you're Cuban.
Cuban Mexican.
Cuban and Mexican. Look at you.
We're brawling, we boxing. A little bit of both.
Where you brought up at?
LA.
LA?
Yes, sir.
This your first time in camp with Danny?
Yeah, it's my first big camp. You know, happy to be here, you know, provide that work and get some in return.
How was it when you got that call?
I mean,
or you knew in advance?
The guy threw it at me. I was getting ready for hopefully a fight 26 in Vegas, and if it didn't fall through, so we said, well, this possibility, or you know, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, you know, if it's there, I would love to go and work with Garcia, you know, be part of this camp. And then I didn't get a call back, nothing, so I thought, okay, it's dead. And then like a week later, he was like, hey, so you really trying to go? And I was like, yeah. And the main kid gave me a call, like, hey man, where's the closest airport to you? I gave him the airport name, and they shot my itinerary, and I was here.
How long you been in camp?
Been here for a week now.
How you liking Philadelphia?
Man, I love Philly, man. Andrew, Danny, everybody showed me love. I just went to the Lamar Peterson fight, was it Saturday? Got to see New York for the first time. So, you know, the ambiance and then, you know, the pizza was great.
How about this cold weather?
That's the only thing I didn't like. I jumped out the airport and I already knew coming from Cali, I was like, oh no, I can't do this too long.
So back in Cali, who you training with?
I'm training out of Walmart, the Freddie Roach gym. I'm out there with Jesus Arvelo, this Freddie Roach's assistant trainer. I'm out there working with everybody from Shane Mosley Jr. to, you know, whoever Freddie won't be in the ring with.
Now you've been saying he a lot. Who's he? Your trainer, your coach, or is that your advisor, Al Heyman? Who is your advisor if you have one?
I don't have an advisor, man. Freelancer from the bottom, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Sometimes you gotta work your way up, let your hands do the talking. So, you know, just my trainer and myself. And everybody support me. You know, we out here working, trying to, you know, accomplish something, trying to, you know, make a little bit of noise. So,
you've been able to spar with Danny yet, or you have?
We had 3 sparring days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday.
2 rounds each, or 3 rounds?
No, we've been doing 3, 4, and then Saturday we did 10 rounds. So we did 5.
10 straight?
5 rounds each.
Damn, I should have put my mic. I forgot about that. I was just gonna record your shadow box, but this got too interesting. So what do you think some of the differences are training here on the East opposed to on the West?
I mean, just a different environment. You know, I went running first day or second day here, and you know, just running in the cold. I feel like, you know, make sure your lungs open up a little bit more to get that fresh air. In Cali, we got trees and stuff like that, but we also got smog. Here, I feel like it's a lot fresher. Running between all these trees and stuff like that, but I can, you know, dig deeper.
So you said this is your first big elite level camp, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So you got to be, I guess, on a high, because you know you did suffer some losses early on in your career, so maybe things weren't looking as good outlook, but now you're in here, you get to soak in from a guy like Danny, this multiple division world champion. I mean, just what's that mean for you and moving forward for your future?
Oh, it's a lot, man. It's an experience. Just going in here and knowing that you're training with one of you know, a champ, and you know, be able to, you know, give him some work and get some in return. It's a lot. It's huge on my resume, and you know, I just want to move forward from here and say, you know, this is what I've been doing.
So you're in there with Danny, man. Let's debunk a few of these things, right? You hear some of these fight fans, some of these fighters, you know, they're like, you know, Danny's a 140-pounder moving up to 47. Is he hitting like a 47, or does he still feel like a 140-pounder?
Well, I've never got to work with him at 140, but as a 147-pounder that's been sparring, you know, big guys like Shane Mosley Jr., you know, you go ahead and fall asleep on it if you want to. You know, that left hook is vicious. You don't want to eat too many of those.
So you've already felt the left hook?
Yes, sir. First day in, I was like, okay, keep your left hand up.
What would you say is his best attribute after sharing the ring with him?
I mean, I think he's just an all-around good fighter. He's able to move. He's able to stay in the pocket and switch. You know, he has a solid jab. I feel like people sleep on that jab a little bit, but they got a little thump on it. Like I said, he moves around. He can brawl, he can scrap.
He gets a lot of credit for his counterpunching ability and the timing. Did you find that a little bit difficult, him being able to time you easily, or?
Yeah, I have to be a little bit cautious because, you know, you can't just jump in there and try to think, bang, try jumping in with a jab, try to work myself in. But I'm cautious that, you know, he's either going to come up with a left hook or hit him with something solid.
Now, do you get to work freely, or are you told to mimic Rios in some sort of way?
No, I haven't. Since I've been here, I mean, I knew that I had to give him pressure because that's how Brandon Rios going to provide. But I haven't been told or to do anything, just be myself. And, you know, I've been providing pressure and just moving around. So he's been working off what I give him.
Well, you box, you know, and I'm sure you watch boxing. I guess the fight fans will think your opinion is a bit biased because you're in here with Danny, but where's your money lying? If you had to be a betting man, does Danny take this fight versus Rios?
Biased or not, I think that as a boxer, you have to look at things from fresh eyes, whether I'm in the ring with him or not. Coming in here, I already kind of thought Danny's gonna take the fight, but now being in the ring with him, I'm like, oh, I don't know if Brandon Rios got too much work for him. I know he's on his way out, but you know, we'll see February 17th. If I was betting money, I'd put it on Danny.
Has your opinion of Danny changed overall now that you've been able to share the ring with him? You know, it's one thing looking at a guy from the outside in or watching him on TV, but to be in the ring and to see his ring IQ and taste that firsthand, has anything changed for you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It always changes. I mean, I think that everybody can opinionate and say certain things about fighters when they're not inside the ring with them, but when you get to exchange blows, you have newfound respect for the fighter. So yeah, definitely. He has a lot of ring IQ. He's a scrapper, he's a boxer. You know, all props to him.
Can you just give us your social media and name again for those people that haven't been following your career?
Yeah, my name is Javier. Last name is Albonica, that's Cuban. I'm based out of LA, training at Walk Park Freddie Roach Gym. My Facebook is Javier the War Child. That's WARCHILD. Y'all want to see something?
The brand and what's coming next?
Right now we're just branding. As you can see, DSG Barbershop. We got the DSG clothing. You go in the gym, you see the DSG brand. We got a store. Everything we do is DSG. Don't stop grinding, like my pop said. We're just building the brand, man, in and out the gym, in and out the ring, so that way, when I'm done boxing one day, my brand lives forever, and it represents, you know, it represents all the hard-working people in the world. And it's a funny thing what you said about the Cotto thing. You know, they actually offered me to fight Cotto. My last fight at 154 for the WBA title. It was a fight that I wanted, to be honest with you, but then it was a fight that I didn't want because it was against another Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rico just went through that hurricane, so it was like a bad timing for me to fight another Puerto Rican, even though it would be like passing the torch, and it was a great opportunity for me to win another title at 154 against Cotto, who's not a natural 154 pounder, so it would have been a good matchup for me. And he's a legend, but it's just a fight that didn't excite me, and it wasn't in me to just fight him. You know what I mean? He done a lot in the sport, and it just wasn't a fight that made me get up and want to, you know, hurt him.
Now that fight, did they attach it to a contract? Because we know that fight was offered to a few other PBC/Al Heyman fighters, but they were offered contracts to sign with Golden Boy. Did they just offer you a one-off fight?
It never went that far. He was like, do you want to fight Miguel Cotto? And I said, shit, why not? It's a great opportunity for me to win another world title. As you see, Saddam Ali did it. But it was just a fight that, to me, timing, it wasn't right. You know, me fighting another Puerto Rican, Puerto Rico going through the hurricane and all that stuff. So I just felt like it would have made me look bad. That's how I felt at that time.
And for Saddam Ali, did you watch the fight? And I guess your thoughts on him being able to beat the Puerto Rican veteran Miguel Cotto and actually take that title from him before he retired?
I was surprised. I thought Cotto was going to be too strong for him. But his speed and his foot quickness.
I think that's why the defense exactly what time we put
I said we put it in there.
Oh yeah,
Somebody can let it get ejected if it's first.
So Hector, this is now, how many times you've been in camp with Danny?
This is my third camp with Danny.
Third camp. So you're very familiar with him by now.
Oh yeah. He's actually looking pretty strong, but feeling strong too. Because I've worked with him when he was at 140, when he fought Lucas Matisse, that one, and then when he fought that Vargas camp.
Samuel Vargas?
Samuel Vargas not too long ago. So I told everybody right away, watch out, you got some new sneaky little overhand right coming, everybody's gonna freak out when he stops him with that, and that's what he stopped him with.
Now you got tons of experience, man. You've been in all types of training camps. How do you see Danny mentally right now, preparing for this fight?
He's looking good, man. He's looking sharp. He's looking strong. He's feeling strong. You'll see, like I said, even when he fought Thurman, once he gets touched by that jab, he's gonna stop run, and that's exactly what he did. Ran the whole fight.
So how's sparring been between you and Danny?
Oh, it's been great. Getting in that work. It's great, just putting that pressure. And that's what I do, put pressure when I'm in shape, you know. So that's what they call. I knew once they announced the fight with Rios that they would be calling me right away. So I already knew.
How many rounds do you think you sparred already with him for this camp?
Over 30, I think.
Over 30?
I think so.
And all together from all the camps, how many rounds do you think you got with Danny?
I don't know, man. I usually end up staying throughout the whole camp, so.
It's over 100 easy?
Yeah.
What do you learn from those? You know, you're in here with an elite level fighter, two-time world champion, multiple divisions.
Yeah.
What are you picking up from that?
Pick up a lot, you know. It's just I like to have a little fun, and so I mess up a lot with my fights, you know what I mean? Not fully training and stuff when I'm not in camp, you know what I mean? So, but when I'm in camp, I'm usually 100%, you know, doing it the right way.
But that's a little crazy, right? It's like all these guys call you to use them to use you to get them in shape for camp, and you're not taking your own career serious.
It's my own fault. I just like to fight. Like I've always said, I love the fight. I love to bang it out. Anyone will tell you that knows me, I just like to fight. I love this. I ask for more rounds all the time.
Now
all the time just to get that round in.
You fought as high as 160. What is Hector Munoz's best weight? Like where would you want to see yourself get a big fight at?
Super middleweight even. 47. I fought at 40 before too, but I don't know if I could make 40 anymore. 47, easy.
So 47 is where you think you can make a run for it.
Yes, sir.
And that run starts with Josecito Lopez. I hear you're in a fight with Josecito Lopez. Yeah. That's a big name, someone that the boxing fans know. Are you looking to pull your version of Caleb Truax?
No, I'm gonna pull the upset again. You know, I'm taking it serious before I end it and get my retirement going because the wife don't want to let me fight. I got lucky to get this one. I had to put her on my trunks, put her name on my trunk to get the fight. So I surprised her with that, and got my kids on there too. But I just love the fight. Period.
Oh man, so what happens if you beat Josecito? She's gonna make you retire?
No, sir, it's not gonna happen. that's my chance to fight again, you know, and get that good money right there, get that big pay before I get out.
So speaking of Josecito, obviously you're in here with Danny. So how long have you been already in shape? Because you normally don't get 8 weeks for a training camp.
No. I've been in shape. I was getting ready just because I knew they were gonna come in for this camp. Once they announced the fight, I got in the gym right away. I already dropped like 20 pounds since I've been working out. So I've been in the gym, running, training, doing everything that I have to do right now for that fight.
Now, Danny has used you for multiple camps. What do you think that you bring? What do you think is the reason they keep calling you back?
I think I make them get that mental strength pressure, because I'm non-stop pressure. Non-stop pressure. When I'm in shape, non-stop pressure. If you see me not pressing a fight, that guy's out of shape. So that's me. So that's why they call me.
Yo, we gotta get a B-roll of the tattoo. We can't interview you without the tattoo. Where's the gun at? Don't you got the gun on the back? That's all right. Help him out. Help him out. That's the infamous. See, look, Enrique ain't even know about that.
I made it exactly. I told the tattoo artist I made him Bale for Vida tattoo. I brought my cup to make sure that it fits perfect with my cup on.
Yeah, so it can stick out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, man, that's infamous, that gun tattoo right there.
Okay, Maidana copied my ass that one time when I went to camp over there in Oxnard over there. And a couple weeks later he had that tattoo, but he had it in the front though, so it's all good.
Hey man, at least you get to say you influenced Maidana.
Yeah, now I got it.
La influencia. Bueno, Hector, thank you, man, so much. We can't wait to see you in there, brother. Good luck with Josecito Lopez. And we will catch you for the next one. All right. Shooting. Boxingvoice.com live here with DSG, Danny Swift Garcia. So, Danny, I wanted to actually do it a little bit different. I was talking to your dad, and in my opinion, you've made it already, right? You're like a superstar. You don't really need a big name fight anymore. You are the big name fight. We were talking about cash cows in the division. You are the big money fight at 147. Is the hunger still there is what I want to know.
Yeah, definitely at the end of the day. Yeah, definitely, because like after taking my first loss in my career, it gave me like a chip on my shoulder again. Like I have something to prove. Like I haven't lost a fight in like years. You know what I mean? Like we talking 10, 12 years. So, but my love for the sport will always be there, and my passion for it, and that's what will always keep me hungry.
So obviously when you set out to do this, you know, you had a different mission. You were a different person. I mean, 5 years ago you were not in this location. Now you're here, you got a barbershop, 10 barbers, you've given back to the community, you have businesses, you know, you've opened the door for your sisters and your brothers, your father. How do we know that hunger is still there? You've achieved everything, you've got the fast cars, the nice cars, the hot women. Like, how do we know Danny still is Danny Swift Garcia from back in the day, from the upstairs gym?
Well, hot woman. Try to get me in trouble. But listen, at the end of the day, February 17th, you're gonna see classic Danny Garcia. Like I said before, my love for the sport and my passion for the sport, that's what keeps me motivated. You know, goals in my career. I always wanted to be a three division world champion. 140, I did 140 and 147. My goal is to unify 2 divisions. You know what? I fell a little short. I thought I won the fight. It is what it is, but I want to win a title at 154 and hopefully fight again for title at 147. And those are my short-term goals, and that's what's going to keep me motivated and hungry.
What's Danny Garcia's goals outside the ring? Because again, we spoke a little bit about that in the last question. All that you've been able to do. We look at other fighters and they haven't been, you know, not to put them down, but they haven't made the right moves or the moves that you've made. You've basically set yourself up. If you want to walk away today, seems like you can. You know, your partner James was saying how after the Keith Thurman fight, the DSG store has just been booming. What are some of the goals outside of boxing for you?
You know, just continue to be a smart businessman. Like, in between, like, a lot of people don't know, in between this fight alone, without boxing, I probably made like $600,000. You know, I flipped the property. I made $510,000. Endorsements. Me and my dad got rental properties. So I showed that I can make money without boxing, and to me, that makes me happy because I know I can make money when I fight, but when I'm not fighting, I can still make money. That just proves to me that I'm gonna be great after boxing.
Do you think that it's the time in your career where people can say that you've taken over for Puerto Ricans, like as far as for Cotto? Cotto's retired, you've picked up where he's left off. I mean, when we think of Cotto, we think of Echo. He's kind of made that synonymous with boxing. You know, Cotto always had on Echo. Now you've went down that light. You have your, not only down that route, but you also have your clothing line, and it's the brand itself. Very synonymous, not with only with yourself, but with boxing. The world knows what DSG stands for. Your father just came up with another great slogan, "Don't Stop Grinding." So where are you with DSG, the brand, and what's coming next?
You know, right now we're just branding. As you can see, DSG Barbershop. We got the DSG clothing. You go in the gym, you see the DSG brand. We got the store. Everything we do is DSG. Don't stop grinding. Like my pop said, we just building the brand, man, in and out the gym, in and out the ring. So that way, when I'm done boxing one day, my brand lives forever, and it represents, you know, it represents all the hardworking people in the world. And there's a funny thing when you said about the Cotto thing. You know, they actually offered me to fight Cotto, my last fight at 154, for the WBA title. It was a fight that I wanted, to be honest with you, but then it was a fight that I didn't want because it was against another Puerto Rican, and Puerto Rico just went through that hurricane. So it was like a bad timing for me to fight another Puerto Rican, even though it would be like passing the torch. And it was a great opportunity for me to win another title at 154 against Cotto, who he's not a natural 154 pounder, so it would have been a good matchup for me. And he's a legend, but it's just a fight that didn't excite me, and it wasn't in me to just fight him. You know what I mean? He done a lot in the sport, and it just wasn't a fight that made me get up and want to, you know, hurt him.
Now, that fight, did they attach it to a contract? Because we know that fight was offered to a few other PBC/Al Haymon fighters, but they were offered contracts to sign with Golden Boy. Did they just offer you a one-off fight?
It never went that far. They was like, do you want to fight Miguel Cotto? And I said, shit, why not? It's a great opportunity for me to win another world title. As you see, Saddam Ali did it. But it was just a fight that, to me, timing, it wasn't right. You know, me fighting another Puerto Rican, Puerto Rico going through the hurricane and all that stuff. So I just felt like it would have made me look bad. That's how I felt at that time.
And for Saddam Ali, did you watch the fight? And I guess your thoughts on him being able to beat the Puerto Rican veteran Miguel Cotto and actually take that title from him before he retired?
I was surprised. I thought Cotto was going to be too strong for him. But his speed and his foot quickness threw Cotto off, and that's what got him, to me, that's what got him the victory. And he hurt Cotto a couple times with some left hooks. So that's good for Saddam. Saddam been boxing for a long time, and he deserved to be a world champion.
Well, you just said a long time. Earlier today in the gym, you said, man, you're 30 now. And, well, you're going to be 30.
In March. I'm 29. But, damn, yeah, I'm 30. Shit.
But you've also done a lot in the sport. And I guess my thing is, when you first moved to 47, Thurman was that guy. You faced him. Now, all of a sudden, Earl is that guy. Do you think that boxing is ever going to stop? Are they ever going to be just satisfied with what Danny Garcia did, or they're always going to put another guy in front of you and say, well, this is the guy now?
It's always going to be a newcomer. That's one thing I learned about the sport. It's always going to be somebody else. Like, I was the champion at 140, then they hyped up Matisse. And then they hyped somebody else up. And at 147, you know, they're always going to hype somebody up. That's just the sport. That's what promoters are for. That's what TV networks are for. But that's why I'm building my brand, because once you got a brand, they can never say nothing about you. They can never forget about you. Like I said, I've been here, and my fans love me. I've been here for a long time, and my fans always gonna love me, and I'm just gonna keep growing. The city of Philadelphia loved me. Puerto Rico, when I went to Puerto Rico, they loved me. I got fans everywhere around the world. It's crazy. Everywhere I go, people know me. So I would definitely say my brand and my popularities ain't going nowhere no time soon.
Who do you, I guess, give the credit to all of that? Everything that you've been able to done, was it just a collective effort between you and your boys in that circle, or is it you and your father? Are you the mastermind behind all this? Like, who said let's buy this property? Who said let's do a barbershop, a detail shop? Who said to expand outside of just boxing?
Angel, my dad. He the one. My dad had a lot of money before, but he blew it like when he was young, so he didn't want me to do the same thing he did. But he forced me to buy this. I was like, I ain't buying that. Like, I'm thinking like I'm trying to buy something else, but he was like, no, let's buy this. So he forced me, like he really pushed me to buy this. And then it was my idea to like put the barbershop, and then he did, because he was a professional detailer, and then the gym and the studio and all that stuff. That was my idea. But all the properties and stuff, that's really him. Like, he really forces that on me, like, buy this. And I'd be like, nah, I'm cool, but he'd be like, just buy it. And now we own like, I think like 6 or 7 properties, and they're all income properties. So we doing pretty good.
That's great. So obviously we got to talk about Earl Spence. He had a great fight last week, and he's the world's darling now. Everybody thinks he's #1 at 47. He's pound for pound. They're not even talking about Terrence Crawford anymore. They're saying, you know, we got to wait and see what Crawford could do. What's your thoughts on Earl Spence Jr.? Is he really the truth?
That's how boxing is. When you get a good performance, the whole world loves you. When you get a bad one, they hate you. So we gotta see how they react. You know, when I was knocking everybody out and destroying everybody, and then when I had one bad fight, you see how he's changed up quick. I went from being one of the best fighters to being called a cherry picker overnight. So, and I got one of the best resumes in boxing. So everybody love you when you're doing good, you're looking great, you young, you hungry, you destroying people. He looking good. He looking good. I can't take nothing away from him. One thing I can say is that the opponents he beat are good fighters, but they've been stopped before. You understand? They've been knocked out before. So until you could do something to a top fighter that no one's done before, then I think that's what really solidifies you as a top dog in the sport. But as of right now, he's looking young, he's looking hungry, and he did what he had to do. Peterson actually made it a lot easy for him, just standing in front of him. I thought he was going to fight him like he fought me, moving around, boxing, using angles, but he just stood right in front of him from the beginning, and that was a bad idea for him.
You're not the first person I heard say that was a bad idea, but do you think that comes from Peterson's, I guess, he's been in there with Earl when they were amateurs, maybe can't... And that man strength probably wasn't there when they sparred, and he said, well, you know, I'm comfortable back then, and then he got in there and the guy hits a little harder as an adult, you think?
I don't know what it was. I don't know. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what it was, but it surprised me. I didn't think that's the way he was gonna fight, but that's ain't nothing really I can say about that. What happened.
Now the outlook of the 147-pound division, it's a little jammed up. I mean, Keith obviously is injured. You're waiting on him if you get past. No, let's talk about that, because I hear your father say you broke his elbow, so I want to get some detail and clarification on that.
Obviously, I did it. If you got surgery a week after the fight, what happened?
So you think it's from blocking punches, a body shot?
It could have been something. I hit him on his elbow, something. I know you don't get that from missing a punch.
He told us it was cartilage tissues, right? Like cartilage, maybe? He told us like that it was releasing tissue or something like that. He had to definitely get surgery. Yeah, he had to take out. He says it was before the fight, though.
Stop it. Why would you fight with that injury and a big unification fight?
Well, his words is, because I'm a real one. When I got in an accident with the car and Sean Porter, I still fought. They delayed it, but he still fought.
But he got better. Yeah. Shit. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. It is what it is at the end of the day.
So, obviously, there's plenty of headlines after the press conference that you said I was never offered the Sean Porter fight. Sean Porter put on a costume for Halloween, right? I mean, he even called you out on social media. Why'd you never make the call to see what was going on with that? Because it seems weird for you not to get it and him to say that they made the call.
My mind wasn't even worried about boxing at that point. Like, I'm enjoying my life at this time, you know what I mean? So, like, when I seen it, it was just like, where the hell this shit come from? But I didn't even care, because it was like, my mindset wasn't on boxing. I wasn't even thinking about boxing. I already talked to Al Heyman. how he was like, take some time off, just be a regular person, enjoy your life. You know, don't worry about boxing. Go play some basketball. So that's what I was doing. I was just living life. My mind wasn't even on boxing, so I wouldn't even call me about no fights because we already had that agreement that I wasn't gonna be fighting for a little bit of time. So I was never offered that fight. Maybe they asked for it and told him, but he never told me because he already knew what we was on. But I never got offered that fight, never.
You think Sean or Ken just like to stir the pot in the media? Because it just seems strange. If Al's telling you to take a rest, why would he tell Ken, hey, we're waiting on Danny's decision?
Exactly. And he was already mashed up at that
They did that with Berto, too. They said Berto didn't want the fight, and I mean the Porters did.
Man, whatever they do, they do. I don't know. Maybe he's just try to use my name to promote his fight because he was already mashed up. A lot of people do that in the game. They throw out big names to promote their fight, to stir it up. That's why it's called media. That's why you trick the people, you trick the fans. You get them to attack me to bring exposure to you. So it ain't nothing new to me. At the end of the day, I was never offered that fight. That's probably a fight that is going to happen in the next 2 years, maybe. If he's still at 147, I'm still at 147. But it's definitely a fight that can still have plenty of time to make happen.
Now, what has Mauricio Suleiman told you? How is it going to work out? Because obviously Sean is a mandatory, but he's also hurt. I'm assuming if he's not ready when Keith is ready and you take his position. How's it work with two mandatories now? Obviously, if you win or when you win versus Rios.
Right. I don't know. It's politics, bro. I don't got the answers for that. I just know I was the champion, and as a champion, you deserve your rematch. You know what I'm saying?
There was no rematch clause.
It was no rematch clause because I obviously thought I was gonna go out there and skate off exactly. But you know, it is what it is. If the rematch happens, it happens. I really want it, but in my career, I never chase fights. You feel me?
We went down to Clearwater to visit Keith, and he says the rematch that he wants is with Sean. He feels he could do better. He feels he could knock out Sean, but he does give you a lot of credit for your composure. He said he never expected you to be that calm in the ring. When he got in there, he thought, you know, the lights, the fact that he was an aggressive fighter and had, you know, knockouts would kind of get to you, but he realized quickly how calm you were and how good your timing is. Have anything to say about that?
I mean, at the end of the day, all right, bro. I've been in bigger fights than him before that. You know what I mean? He just had the Porter fight, so I've been at that. I've been in the ring with hard hitters, and when people say I'm gonna knock Danny Garcia, I was like, I've been hearing that shit my whole career. That ain't never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody snipe me from the top row. But like I said, I feel like I know I'm the better fighter. You know what I mean? I know I'm the better fighter. Like I said, I did enough to win the fight. He was a little more energetic than me. I could say that. Maybe I did take that warm-up fight in Philly too. I was a little tired, like from being in the gym for so long. So I think I should probably never did that. I should probably just went right into the fight with fresh body instead of all that training. And cause I was in the gym for 7 months straight, so I trained a lot. So I felt a little flat. That fight. But other than that, I felt like I fought a good fight. I thought I did enough to win. And that's pretty much it, man. I mean, what can I say? It's just do it again if you want to do it again.
Outside of the Earl Spence fight for Keith, because obviously Earl has been calling him out, the world wants that. Do you think that you make the most sense for Keith? Not only because you guys set records at the Barclay with 16,552, I believe, sold. You also set records with 5.1 million people watching your fight. It's the bigger money fight, it seems. We don't know what purses will be offered.
I believe this one's pay-per-view.
Oh, the rematch.
Yeah, definitely. This one got to be pay-per-view. Based off those numbers, that fight got to at least do more than 350, 400,000 buys to me.
And you think it gets to that? Keith coming off of the Vargas alleged rumor, 2 tune-up fight and you coming off of the Rios, or do you both need 2 more fights before the rematch? Or excuse me, 1 more fight each.
It's definitely a timing thing. It's definitely a timing thing. It's just a risk though for him. You know what I mean? It's a risk for him because he's the champion. He don't want to make a wrong fight and lose. You know what I mean? And then or he looks bad in a tune-up fight because that shit hurts fights too. So it's a timing thing. I would love it would have just been now, just right again. You know what I mean? Right back to back, round 13. But you know he got the injury. That's what I thought was gonna happen. I thought he was gonna run it right back. But it's just we just have to see. In boxing, people could say this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen, but until that shit is signed and sealed, then nothing's really guaranteed.
Now, like you said, you know, tune-ups can kind of be roadblocks for big fights. Do you think he makes it out of this Jesse Vargas fight? And do you think Jesse's a tune-up? I asked him that specifically, and I said, man, Jesse's no tune-up. Keith, you sure you want that off energy? He's like, Jesse's no tune-up for you. He's a tune-up for Keith one-time Thurman. Is he a true tune-up? And is he a tune-up for Danny Garcia?
He's a tough guy, but he's not the fastest guy. He's not the strongest guy. He's not the most skilled guy. You feel me? So he's a good fighter, but I don't think he's not elite. He's not like on that level. So you could probably he's like a gatekeeper basically.
So you would also use Jesse for a tune-up. Like if you had 7 months off, you would take Jesse before a Keith fight?
Why not? Yeah. I'm not calling the man I'm not saying he's a tune-up. But I'm just saying he's the guy you have to beat to show that you're if you were a unified world champion, who else are you supposed to fight? Who you gonna fight? You gotta fight somebody in that caliber. You know what I mean? At least with a name who's been a world champion, you can't. There's no stepping back after that.
Definitely.
What he's a one division champion?
Two division. He got a WBA at 140. But you know the regular.
At that time, I was the champion. I was the super champion. What, WBA got 2 belts?
Yeah, regular. They got the regular and they got a super, which is what you had.
Time champion. I was the champion at 140 with WBA.
All right, so you spoke about 154. I didn't think that was like something serious. Are you tall enough for the division, you think?
Listen, man, Floyd, Cotto, Pacquiao, they all way smarter than me.
Okay.
So today it's just about matchmaking.
Yes.
That's what it's all about.
So it depends on the fight. It's not like you're going to go campaign at 54 before it's all said and done. It's like you're going to get a fight out there that makes sense.
Exactly. I'm not a true junior middleweight, but I have enough strength and power and a great chin to perform at that weight class. And I believe, of course, as I get a little older, that I'm not going to be able to make 147 no more, and it's just 154. But the opportunity, like the Cotto fight, was a great opportunity for me to do it. I didn't do it for the reasons I told you earlier, just because of the timing wasn't right. But if a fighter like that, like a smaller fighter wins a belt, like Saddam Ali, he won the belt. He's a natural 147. Like a fight like that, I'll do that at 154.
Now, once upon a time, you said Canelo would have been an option. But we've seen him face Triple G. We've seen him take Triple G shots. Is he now too big at 160 for Danny Garcia?
Yeah, Canelo never looking back. I think his next step might be 168. Shit, cause he's a big dude. As you see his head, that shit's huge. My man got a lemon head. Yeah, so, but yeah, Canelo. That's probably a fight that will never happen. Cause I'll probably never go up to 160, and I know he never coming back down 154.
But at 54, if he offered it, you take it?
Yeah, definitely. I'll fight him at 154. I'll probably have to do like a couple 154-pound fights before I do that. But I'll fight him at 154.
Oh, so it's something that definitely needs to be set up. It won't be an offer like they did for Khan. Like, hey, fight Canelo on pay-per-view, one-shot deal.
No, definitely not. I mean, that was dumb of him. Even though he got the bag, he got the money. I think he got like $8 million or some shit for that. But yeah, he got the bag. He said, "Fuck it, knock me out." Shit.
Yo, he just signed a 3-fight deal with Matchroom. Is that something have they called you yet for that rematch?
Not yet, but it is probably that's probably another big fight too. Yeah.
Would you go to the UK to make it bigger, or would you make him come here?
If the money right, I'll fight on the moon. Shit. Shit, I'll fight over there, shit. If the money right, I'll fight anywhere. At the end of the day, it's about money, and I know I'm gonna beat him, so.
All right, well, thank you so much, Danny. We want to appreciate the time you gave us here. Angel, as always, appreciate it. Thanks, you guys. Card is up, right? We're good. Thanks, man.
Time out. Thank you, big brother. They're going to be like, yo, Danny.